SOW Ignition. We are still here in Japan, the Namihaya Dome, as we are coming off of a very up and down emotionally autumn draft 2025 edition. We have a new SOW World Champion. Unfortunately, Ryan Richardson unable to retain over Byron Mitchell. However, all news is not dark. There was a light at the end of the tunnel, as in the main event. The Destined Saviors were able to claim the SOW World Tag Team Championships. They became the second, or I should say the first ever team to win 2 World Tag 500s and the 4th SOW World Tag Team Champions. Of course, right now we are prepping for the opening match tonight, which is the SOW Wrestling Television Championship Qualifier, which will be held between Takei Masato, who is coming out now, as well as Markley and Osiah Jonston, already in the ring. This is first fall to the finish, as is with all of these qualifiers. We will have one more, this is the last one actually. So whoever wins this will join Alexei Zakar, Tony Lee, and Death Panther on Ignition 70, challenging or deciding who the first SOW Wrestling Television Champion will be. Me personally hoping for either Markley or Jonston to win this match. As much as I don't dislike Takei Masato, I think he's a great competitor. I would rather the SOW Wrestling Television Champion be a SOW wrestler. Starting off with calf branding to the back there. Takei kind of in control of the match so far.
Give up.
Markley just keeping his distance, keeping a watchful eye. Uppercut. Followed it up with a Manhattan drop there. Series of chest slaps. So far, this has been swapping back between Osiah, Al, and Takei. Osiah looking for an early victory here. Really wrenching at the legs there, and Al Markley shutting that down very quickly. Enziguri. Had Osiah stunned, but couldn't capitalize while Osiah was unavailable to interfere, as Takei quickly countered Markley's attempt to throw him into the corner. There's a Tomonage. And now Osiah, the body splash, immediately sets up Takei for an axe kick. And Markley right back on the offense. We got an exchange here between Markley and Osiah. Okay, tossing Markley to the outside. Enziguri to Osiah, looking to take control of the early goings here again. High knee, but doesn't go for the cover. I guess he sees Al Markley getting back in the ring and realizes the cover won't do him any good there. Really working at the head and neck area of Osiah here. You can see that actually took the breath out of Osiah. tired him out something fierce. Now Osiah, butterfly backbreaker, trying to catch his breath, but not going to be quite easy to do that when he's being tossed around. And now Takei off the ropes, knee to the face. Step up into Giri from the big man, but again, while he's gassed like that, he's not going to be able to do a whole lot. Or maybe he is. Jesus. Countering everything that's coming his way. But it's keeping him from catching his breath. Even if he's able to put out offense, he's not able to follow up on it with anything. There's a backslide. Almost got the 3 there. Markley teasing that it wasn't quite there. Now setting Markley up top, drops him into that position, double knees. Seems like Osiah has picked back up his breath. There's just a lot of back and forth fighting here right now. Since both his opponents to the outside, one right after the other, Takei managed to get back in a little quicker. It's that knee strike to the temple, but still isn't going for a pin. Tosses Markley out of the ring. 10 minutes have gone by here in this match. High knee to the chin of Osiah. Goes for the cover this time. But not quite the 3. Oh, that Seiryu lock. There's no rope breaks here in this triple threat. No countouts, no rope break, no disqualifications. Wait a minute, chasing the dragon! And an electric chair drop to follow that up. And Markley seems to have Osiah lined up here. Wait for the Jonas effect, caught him! Covers Takei. I don't know if that was the right decision. He had covered Osiah there. He might have actually gotten the 3. Maybe he thought that he should cover the one that was more fresh to prevent a breakup of the pin, like what happened just there. There's another front suplex slam. Codebreaker! Markley was able to get right back up, and then Aiden Enzigiri. Both men tried to run the ropes, Takei and Osiah, but they ran into each other. And there's an Ushigoroshi. Just drops him right on the turnbuckle face first. Markley countering a double team move attempt from Osiah and Takei. And Osiah tosses Takei out of the ring. Scoops him up Markley into a slam, but doesn't cover. instead choosing to recover his breath. Tried to go for a rolling punch, but there is the crash from down under into the cover. Not quite. You can see that Takei was worn out from all the offense that he's taken. That was a genius moment there for Osiah to potentially steal the win, but couldn't quite get there in time. Markley lifts up Takei. Takei is tossed into the corner by both Markley and Osiah. Another exchange of blows, ending with a strong lariat from Markley. It's spun around by Takei. He picks him up, German suplex into a double back grapple, but ooh, short arm lariat. Markley's starting to fire off here in this match. Backslide, knee strike, goes for the cover. Oh, kick out. Weird that Osiah decided to step to the outside of the ring. And now it crashed from down under again. Osiah's back up, goes for the cover. 1, 2, that's it. All right, well, Osiah Jonston, the last member of the Fatal 4-Way. That will be happening on Ignition 70. Okay, a special guest referee match between Charlie Scene and Bia Quinn, the third in this series in season 2, just made official. That is some big news leading into this next women's tag match. This is the second match for the team of Aliah Pope and Sara Eris. This is a team that they are trying out right now. It's been pretty interesting so far. We're gonna have to see both how how this team continues to pan out, and also how that special guest referee match pans out on Ignition 70, really filling up the Ignition 70 card as we go along. What we have confirmed for that card right now, ZC Woods versus Steve Levy for the Midwest Shotgun Roulette. We have that special guest referee match where Hera will be the referee between the third and possibly final outing for Charlie Cene and Bia Quinn. We have the debut match of Taichi Kazama, as well as the SOW World Television Championship. Tony Lee versus Alexei Zakar versus Osiah Jonston versus Death Panther. And of course, the main event of Ignition 70, Muramasa Hikari takes on Aiko Kimura for the Women's World Championship.
Fight!
Right now we focus on the match at hand as Shining takes on the team of Sara Eris and Aliah Pope. Aliah has had a big change of mentality, appearance, and style in recent times, coming under the new moniker of the Breakneck Queen. But she's up against one of SOW's most prolific female wrestlers in Kazumi Nishi, as well as the seemingly improved Kimiko Hoshina. Oh my god, Aliah Pope getting multiple kendo sticks early in this match. Well, that new mentality shows she is not afraid to grab and use weapons as much as possible. And an SOW special in the early goings here. Sara Eris elbowing down at the shoulder of Kimiko. Reminds me, unfortunately, of our former now world champion Ryan Richardson, who was, of course, the teacher, the mentor for Sara Eris. Tossed her into the corner, and now sent right out of the ring. Eris a little bit stunned by that back and forth there. And now we're starting an exchange of blows between her and Kimiko. And Kimiko coming out on top, looking really strong in these tag matches as of late. Sara tagged to Kazumi since, tagged to Aliah since Kazumi to the outside. The League of Women in the match now, Aliah and Kazumi. As they also go back and forth, Kazumi winning the exchange there. Goes for the cover, but only a 1. Ooh, quick tag back to Kimiko from Kazumi. Now Aliah still in ring here. Body slam from Kimiko. And a snap suplex from Aliah, who is now looking to tag in her partner, Sara Eris. So dropping the elbows, but Kimiko able to recover. Got some additional damage to Aliah before Aliah left the ring. Oh, the shining black! Into a cover. Nearly gets the 3, but not quite. And cut off by Kimiko as she tried to make her way back to the other side of the ring to get the tag to Aliah. Oh, DDT from the top rope. Ouch. But Sara Eris now actually looking a little more fired up after that. Wasn't seeking the tag anymore. As Kimiko continues to lay on the punishment. Oh, there she goes. Now she's recognized that this is not a good spot to be in. Choosing to head out and send in Aliah Pope. Of course, on the other side, it's now Kazumi who is legal. Ooh, snap at the neck there. And a big boot. Grabs a chair. But Nishi able to avoid the use of the chair there from Aliah. Count up to 5. Nishi back in the ring. Aliah. I was going to say Aliah is about to get back in the ring, but then Nishi came back out, so Aliah just grabbed a kendo stick. But Kazumi caught her again. There's another kendo stick. Now there's one in each corner of the ring here. Sara goes up top, drops the elbow, and again. Another back and forth between these two. Nice fake out there from Kimiko. Managed to land that big slap. And gets right down in this Shote rush. Monkey flip. Has her lined up. Is she looking for the code breaker? Yes, she is. Code breaker in for the cover. This is going to lead to the use of cut play to prevent that pinfall. Back to the elbow for Sara Eris. Tags on both sides. Sara Eris takes a combo move there. And now a frog splash followed up with a wrench of the leg. I shouldn't say followed up with, I should say combined with. Eris manages to get back to the apron, but you can tell that that was a lot of damage to have taken there. Aliah sending Kazumi into their corner. Tried to attempt a double team move alongside Sara. Couldn't quite get it though. Oh, butterfly gutbuster. And a rolling wheel senton into the cover. Eris manages to cut off Kimiko, but Kazumi kicks out. And Eris hit the Raven's arrow on Kimiko, but neither one of them the legal woman, so no pinfall could occur there. There we go again, tags on both sides. Kimiko Shote to the back of the head of Sara Eris. They're really looking to pick Sara Eris. I meant Aliah Pope. They're really looking to pick Aliah Pope apart, but then they followed it up with a combination on Sara Eris. That super kick German suplex combo. Kimiko looking for the running cross chop. Sara dodges it and poses on her. I'm not sure about the posing here. I would avoid that if I was Sara. However, she's got her locked up now. Arm caught, face lock. And a brain buster from Kimiko. Goes for the cover. That leads to cut play being used. Sweet poison on Kazumi, but Kazumi and Aliah now, not the legal women. So, for the second time from Aliah Pope's team, that is finishers that aren't going to be able to get the finish. Kimiko is sent to the ropes. Head scissors sends her across the ring. Brainbuster drops Aliah down. This was the opportunity that Aliah and Sara Eris needed to really separate Kimiko from Kazumi, but Kimiko able to fight her way out. And Kazumi with a senton while Kimiko has Aliah's leg trapped. Kimiko's really railing away at Aliah, or railing away on Aliah, before she leaves the ring. But Aliah showing resilience we've never seen before, belly to belly, sending Kazumi to the center of the ring. Oh, and went for the hammer bomb, but couldn't get it. Kazumi able to slip free. Of the chin leads to the cut play from Sara Eris. I believe that's the last cut play from both teams. Oh, avoids the drop kick and hits a code breaker. Now a hammerlock DDT. Aliah sent to the corner by Nishi. Now both Nishi and Kimiko have Aliah lined up. Polaris and a lariat combined together. Aliah fights off Kimiko. Snapmare into a neck snap. Sara Eris from the top with an elbow. Series of kicks. And once again, an elbow from the top. Another elbow drop, goes back up top again. Third elbow. Shoulder block. Both women still on their feet. Kimiko with that shotei. That palm strike to the chin. Once again, a leapfrog. Tags in Kazumi. Knee strike combination. Kazumi looking to take control here. But Sara blocks the run from Kazumi, and now Aliah Pope and Kazumi, now the legal women. Sara locking Kazumi up. That won't cause a finish, as Sara Eris is no longer the legal woman for her team. Neck breaker from Aliah Pope. And there's a high knee from Kazumi. Goes for the cover. 1, 2, no. Aliah Pope with the takeover. Counter from Kazumi, who is looking to tag back to Kimiko again. Oh, facebuster counter. There's the Polaris. That's 2 times now Aliah has been hit with the Polaris. She's not giving up, even as Kimiko continues to lay in these hits. Aliah tag to Sara. Kimiko code breaker. And another one. Oh, wait a minute. The ref is checking. The ref. Oh my God, the ref just called the match. I guess Sara Eris might have gone out. She did look like she hit that turnbuckle a little badly. We're gonna have to get an update on that for you guys in a bit. Alright, well, it is time now to hear from the new SOW World Heavyweight Champion. I don't know how I'm feeling about it, to be honest. Seems the Osaka crowd are pretty decent fans. I don't hear any boos raining out. I'm not sure how that'll be when we get back stateside. 'Cause, I know for sure the stateside fans were big fans of Ryan Richardson and not so much of the Paradise. There is Lilith, who managed to retain her title over Dohain. And there is the new SOW World Heavyweight Champion, Byron Mitchell. There's only a couple of weeks where we saw him without a title around his waist. There's a big risk to be the first person to cash in the national title for your shot at the World Championship. But he was successful. Called his shot and got the belt. Now we're going to hear what he has to say about that championship around his waist. Well, yeah, no, he was true to his word, I suppose. Okay, I guess. I have been wondering what the purpose of all of these partnerships, especially between Byron and Kevin, have been. He's saying that he's just trying to breed challenges for the members of the Paradise? I don't think that's ever been a goal I've heard of before in wrestling. But it sure sounds like that's exactly what he's saying. They've just banded together so that they can have more fights. Well, that weirdness out of the way. I mean, it's such a strange concept for a goal for any faction. They don't really care about holding the titles, they just care about being challenged or challenging for them. It almost turns the championships from the goal into more of a motivator for the rest of the roster to come after them with everything that they've got. But right now we should be switching to Nephthys, who we know is going after that belt that Lilith is holding, she's going to be facing off against the Onimusha, KEIKO, here tonight. I do have to wonder exactly what has gotten into Lilith. She's come to be a much more volatile person than I was expecting.
Fight!
Behind does KEIKO, kicks out the leg from under Nephthys. And yeah, as I was just saying, Nephthys has become a much more volatile person. She's become, or I should, maybe not become, maybe this is just how she's always been and I just never really knew it. The way she's been acting lately, pointing fingers at pretty much everybody in the back for the state of the SOW women's division, which, I mean, personally, I felt like our division has been strong for quite some time. Even when Bia was the top champion and dragging the division down a bit with her antics as champion, the division as a whole stood out as one of the best in wrestling. And now that Aiko has risen the level of competition to an incredible height, I mean, whoever takes that belt from around Aiko's waist, you know that's got to be a future star of women's wrestling as a whole. Currently, Aiko is on one of the strongest undefeated streaks in modern wrestling. She's picked up 19 wins out of 19 matches this year. And we don't do house shows here in SOW, so there's nothing to drive up those numbers. That's just 19 different shows where she has had a match and won it. Nephthys seems to feel like the younger generation isn't getting a chance to shine. In fact, from what she said, it sounds like she thinks that unless you're directly friends with Aiko, you're not going to get a chance to shine, no matter what. Of course, some would argue that Bia has been pretty successful, but I think in Nephthys' eyes, Bia is one of Aiko's friends, regardless of the relationship that we've seen on screen from Aiko and Bia throughout SOW's history, and Aiko and Bia's relationship throughout Glory's history. Right now, though, KEIKO and Nephthys are fighting back and forth. Pretty hard contest here to call. We still have, after this, 2 more matches to go. Another singles match, another tag match. And, of course, we will hear a little later tonight from Aiko and Hikari, Aiko's opponent on Ignition 70. Ooh, missed the drop kick there just a bit. KEIKO was just a bit out of the way for Nephthys. Nephthys has been kind of just tossing KEIKO around a little bit late in the later stage of this match. And here we go, KEIKO with the knee strikes in the corner. KEIKO's another person, by the way, who's had a very weird past few months. Her teaming with Hanazono Ayama has led to some overall interesting behavior, to say the least. Though she hasn't been quite as vocal or nasty on the microphone as Nephthys has been. Tossing Nephthys out on the light tube that Nephthys herself had introduced. That's karma if I've ever seen it. The sledgehammer from the apron camera. It's kind of hard to see from this angle. The action going on. I'm seeing, I believe those are some knee drops. Handstand knee drops to the arm of Nephthys. Couldn't quite tell. Just sends KEIKO to the ropes. Goes behind. KEIKO goes behind. Counter. There's a super kick and a heel kick. That's Ayama, one of Ayama's signature moves. And KEIKO kicks out. Tries to go for a low kick, but Nephthys avoids it. And a drop kick right to the chin. Gets behind. The Gory Crusher. Goes for the cover. Could that do it? And it does. Very quick win from Nephthys there with the Gory Crusher. Alright, and it is time for us to hear from Aiko and Hikari ahead of their world title match in 2 weeks' time on Ignition episode 70, Super Round. This is a match that I'm pretty excited for. We've only ever seen Hikari and Aiko go one-on-one one time before, and it was in an exhibition match, which went to a time limit draw. Of course, the time limit on those matches was, I believe for that one in particular, was 20 minutes. Not overly surprising that it did not end in a finish with these two involved. Outside of the SOW ring, they have faced each other a few times back in Glory. Each of those times, however, ended with Aiko in the winner's circle. This, though, is not the same Hikari that Aiko faced back in Glory. Back then, she was not known as the Dark Star. This is a new Muramasa Hikari. One that Aiko has yet to have a even 30-minute match with. What? Wait a minute. Okay, I guess Nephthys also has something she wants to say. She's not scheduled to be a part of this conversation. Like I alluded to before, she has been acting very off for the past little while. We'll just see what she has to say here. I don't think that that's what happened there. I'm pretty damn sure that that was entirely accidental on Himiko's part. I mean, we don't even know if there is an injury to Sara at this point. We're still going to have to find that out. Oh, okay, Hikari. Showing some fire here. Oh shit. Okay, they're fighting. Aiko slipped out of the ring. I'm not sure how long this is going to be allowed to go on. I can already hear Hera over my mic screaming for security to get down here. One way or another, she is not going to be happy about this. And I'm being told that we're going to have to move to commercial break. We'll be right back shortly. Alright, and we are back. I have been informed that there has been an agreement made with Glory after that brawl between Hikari and Nephthys at Glory's Castle for a Queen event this January. Nephthys will take on Hikari Muramasa one-on-one. That'll be early January, I believe January 6th. Let me double check that date. No, I was thinking of December 6th. It'll actually be January 4th is Sunday, the first Sunday of January. Right now we have a singles match that is a long time brewing here for SOW. It is Kaito Meiji taking on Taikyo Ryu. This was Kaito's first ever match in an SOW ring, was taking on Taikyo Ryu. And at that time, Kaito came out on top. However, since Taikyo went back to Japan, he has had a lot of improvement and shown a lot of progress over in JEPW. Of course, just last week we saw Kaito manage to get another pinfall victory over Taikyo in that match between Ace Stars and Kaiju, which is what led to this singles match being demanded by Taikyo. SOW is more than happy to oblige that request, as it will be here in an SOW ring that we get to see the improved Taikyo Ryu, the stronger and more experienced Gojira, take on the Golden Star, Kaito Meiji. so far. Kaito doing well to stay in control.
Give up.
Ooh. Fist to the back there from Ryu. And then a high knee lift. Minutes into this match. So far, it's been almost all Kaito with just a little bit of offense from Taikyo here and there. However, the explosive offense of the man who calls himself Gogeta, never to be underestimated, which is exactly why you see Kaito focused so hard on keeping him down. Ooh, huge running uppercut. Sends him to the other corner, and another one. Drops him down, center of the ring. Kaito kicks out the knees from Taikyo.
Give up.
Yosh.
Counters that low, but oh my god, went for the elbow drop and Kaito gets right back up. However,
Give up.
Ryu able to recover so quickly, allows him to get the jump there. Kaito quickly sends him to the outside. Following up with some offense. This angle makes it a little difficult to see. There we go. There's a Carolyn lift suplex there at the end of that sequence. Ooh, Northern Lights, but only a 1. Series of elbows into a rolling lariat from Ryu. Kaito though, Astro Scissors. Wait! Oh! The atomic break. However, Kaito able to recover. Now aiming at the legs with the dragon screws.
Give up. Give up. Break.
Oh, and the giant swing from Taikyo. Right in the middle of the ring. Follows it up with a grounded pound. Oh my god, pile driver! Into the cover. 2, no, just a 2. Taikyo Ryu. I mean, this is what I was talking about, the explosive offense. He has taken full control here at this point in the match. It's all Kaito can do to cut him off. Sends him to the ropes, slides through to take out the legs. Elbow drop. That flashing elbow into the cover, but only a 2. And a cross running chop. Oh, shining star, short arm style. Goes for the legs again. He knew that wouldn't be enough to actually put Taikyo away. Flashing elbow, going for the cover again. Still only a 2. And now Taikyo back at it with the giant swing. Huge chop. And again, really trying to wear Kaito down. Kaito with the dragon screw, follows it up with another. And now twisting at the legs again.
Give up.
Yosh.
Give up.
You know, he's doing all of this to build up to the figure 4 rope break though from Taikyo. Oh my God, King of the Monsters! Unable to capitalize though as Kaito's up first. And there's a Steiner. Moving to the shoulder hold.
Give up. Give up. Give up. Break.
Oh, and again with the atomic break. That could do it. And it does. Taikyo Ryu, after all this time, able to get a win over Kaito Meiji here in an SOW ring. All right, well, we will have this Saturday Liam Wayne taking on Quinn Cochran. Quinn Cochran seems to have developed a bit of a mouth on him since last we saw. He was a pretty special showing on Ignition against Damian Oxley. Shame to see him go down the more dastardly route, but right now, the Journeymen are going to be taking on Death Row for the SOW World Tag Team Championship #1 contendership. Normally, of course, when the champions lose the belts, they would be entitled to an immediate rematch. However, given the conditions of the World Tag 500, that immediate rematch is no longer in play for Death Row. They're going to have to earn their shot at the tag titles again. And as the runners-up in the World Tag 500, they were given an immediate opportunity for a #1 contenders match. The opponents they selected were the Journeymen. Interesting decision, to say the least. Of course, they have, as many know, a tumultuous history between the Paradise and the Journeymen. The Journeymen able to win the last tag outing they had against Death Row, but were unable to defeat the Paradise as a group in the 3v3 match. We're gonna have to see, can Isaiah and Terry pull out the victory again when Trent Taylor isn't allowed to pull out a chair and beat them half to death? Because of course, you can't throw away the fact that that chair came into play quite heavily in that trios match that they had. Assisted lariat there in the corner. Punch there from Terry, with Trent able to get right back to it. Uppercut from Terry as he goes back, tags in Isaiah. Trent and Isaiah locking up a little here. You gotta wonder if the Journeymen and Death Row have any form of kinship with one another, given how often they have assisted and fought against each other throughout their time. Throughout the time here since SOW began. Of course, both Terry Odyssey and Isaiah Lawrence trained by Colton Blaze, the father of Clint Cassidy. And now they're going back and forth. 5 minutes gone in this tag match. Clint comes out on top, sliding elbow drop, but Terry gets up and immediately tags back in Isaiah. And Clint has been feeling a lot more pressure lately, you can tell. Stays down on the mat for quite some time. Oh, pop up European uppercut. And now Isaiah fighting back, busts Clint open with those elbows. But Trent is now the legal man. We see just a little bit of a cut above Trent's left eye there. tag to Terry Odyssey. Frequent tags from the Journeymen. It's one of the strategies that is employed seemingly by every team we've seen from JEPW over here in SOW. One thing notable, Terry Odyssey and Isaiah Lawrence both have this silver gear, one with blue accents, the other with red. And speaking of frequent tags, already a tag back to Isaiah Lawrence. The crowd here is loving watching the Journeyman go to town on Trent Taylor here.
Wow.
Isaiah Lawrence to the outside of the sledgehammer, bounces his head off the apron. Jesus, even Trent felt that. Despite the mask, Trent grabbing the chair. Isaiah tries to cut him off. Now he's got a barbed wire bat, which he sets down in the ring. Tag to Clint. Isaiah trying to get out of their range. Now fighting them off. Drop kick to the leg after a couple of kicks to the leg. But here comes Clint with the punches. And now a tag to Trent and a tag to Terry on the other side. Neither Clint did not stay in there very long. You can tell he does not want to risk that cut getting much worse here. Nice dodge of the elbow drop by Terry Odyssey. Lifts him up. Side suplex. Running head drop there. And another. Doing that right into that mask is crazy. That is not a soft-faced mask. For those at home. Tag to Isaiah Lawrence. Oh, series of strikes into a cover, but a breakup by Clint. However, notably, that did not use a cut play from the Journeyman. Now we're getting an exchange back and forth. Isaiah Lawrence with these uppercuts. Trent pokes the eyes, rakes the face. But Isaiah with another uppercut sends Trent to the mat. Trent back in with these punches to the dome. And Isaiah tags back to Terry. Terry and Clint, the legal men. Isaiah, spine buster into the modified sharpshooter. Trent wasn't going to be able to tap out there even if he wanted to, but his hands did not move. Isaiah only let that go because he had to go back to the outside or his team would get disqualified. Ducks the punch. Lariat knocks Trent down, or Clint down, and you can see that cut widening a little bit now. He's gonna have to be very careful in this match not to let that cut get too much worse. Standing toe hold. Both men now going for a tag. Clint Cassidy not staying in the ring very long, but still eats that sideways brainbuster for all his troubles. Trent trying to fight Terry Odyssey, but Isaiah Lawrence now the legal man. Terry was able to just punch Trent off. And a belly-to-belly sending Trent right on to that spiked or that barbed wire wrapped bat that he brought into the ring. Diving splash. First cut play used by the Journeyman here, but only a 2 count. Even as Terry Odyssey cuts off Clint Cassidy. Beautiful suplex there from Clint. Trent picks up Isaiah, but Isaiah Goes back and tags in Terry. Power bomb, Jesus! And now the spinning toe hold from Terry Odyssey. Beautiful combination from the Journeymen. Trent Taylor tossing Terry Odyssey to the outside. What is he doing? What the hell is he doing? He just kicked the guardrail. Don't call him twisted for nothing. Man goes nuts. Grabs a light tube, gets back in the ring. Light tube from Terry as well. Both of them set up in the Journeyman's corner. That could be very dangerous for somebody. Right now, Isaiah and Clint Legalman. Double team move attempted in the corner there. Isaiah set up in the corner. Clint putting him up top. Oh my God! Corner brainbuster! Goes for the cover! Trent Taylor makes the interruption, but Isaiah able to kick out. And a falling powerbomb from Isaiah. Trent Taylor now the legal man. Isaiah going for the tag to Terry Odyssey. Series of European uppercuts here. Now chin lock. Terry Odyssey been coming in here to work over Trent Taylor quite a bit. Really wearing the twisted one down, and honestly, you gotta say that it might be having some effect. However, I was gonna say, Trent trying to do the same, but gets caught with a bulldog there. Short combination. Goes to tag Clint, but gave Trent too much time. Or not Trent, Terry, too much time. Not sure what Trent's been doing, honestly. We now got a back and forth going between Isaiah and Clint. Went for the rolling elbow, but a dodge from Clint into a rolling lariat. However, Clint not done. Spinebuster drops Clint right onto the light tube. And if it wasn't for the ropes that Clint grabbed right after, that would have been the end, because he transitioned that beautifully into the sharpshooter. And you can see how much that wore Clint down. He couldn't even complete the running move. I don't think I've ever seen Clint Cassidy out of breath like this before. Moving slowly. Tired. This might be the most beat down we've ever seen Death Row at all. Snapmare driver, but can't even get. Oh, went for the rolling lariat. Clint moves out of the way, managing to escape in time there. Allowing Trent Taylor to become the legal man. Clint Cassidy sends Terry to the other corner. And Trent laying in the blows. This is a war here in the SOW ring over the #1 contendership. Oh, smart! The duck under, and immediately the fake out from Trent led to the DDT. Oklahoma Stampede for the cover. No cut play on Death Row's side. Rolling elbow. And now the brain buster into another cover. Still no cut play for Death Row. nearly got it again. Trent Taylor tags in Clint Cassidy. But as things currently stand, I don't think there's a non-wounded warrior on the side of Death Row. Oh, but that'll help even up the odds. Chair shot to the head of Terry Odyssey. It looks like Trent might be thinking to try and take Terry out on the outside, but couldn't do it as Terry fought him off. Clint with the straight right, though. As soon as Terry gets back in the ring, the cover, all cut play used up, but Terry kicks out. Manages to get to Isaiah for the tag. Now the chair shot, no longer a factor, picks him up, drops him down. Terry pulls him away from the ropes. Isaiah for the cover. There is no cut play now. And that's the 3. The Journeymen are going to Victory Lane to face the Destined Saviors for the SOW Tag Team Championships. All right, everybody, that is all we have here tonight for SOW Ignition 68. As always, I am your lead analyst, Double D, and I am signing off.